Live from Chicago, it's Chris Sells His Soul. I'm your host, Chris Bogue, and this is my show on LinkedIn Live where I teach you how to work more creatively. So let me just turn on my webcam here. Sorry, not my webcam, but my, oh geez, my hair is all messed up because I keep switching costumes. Hello, my name is Chris Bogue. I am your host, and this is my live stream on LinkedIn. So the show is called Chris Sells His Soul. Sometimes I do interviews here. Sometimes I batch TikTok content. Hello, Cody. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the audience. If you're here in the comments today, please leave a comment. It's the only way I know that you're here. And the best way to follow me is to ring my bell. So I am a content creator on LinkedIn. I create content every single day. If you want to follow me, I update twice a day on LinkedIn. Just look for Chris Bogue and click the little bell icon to follow me. I'm also on TikTok. You can find all the TikToks you see me filming here today at my TikTok handle. That's Chris Sells His Soul. You can see it right there on the screen. And you can also follow me on Twitter. So on Twitter, you can find me at Chris Sells Soul. So the plan today is, like usual, I have a list of TikTok ideas. So I'm going to be recording here. I'm going to be batching. And yeah, this is a thing that video content creators do is instead of just making one video at a time, you want to batch footage for videos. So if I have enough footage to shoot 20 videos, it's going to save me a lot of labor, you know, and then it's just going to make my life easier, make the data a lot easier. So I am going to start first off. This first one is called Baby's First Clarinet. So I'm going to be right back in literally 30 seconds. Yes, pimping. Pimping is an improv term. You will learn what pimping means soon. 1 second. Okay, so I do the clapping there so I can sync up the sound. That's going to be important as I'm editing audio. And yeah, let's get it started here. So this one's called Baby's First Clarinet. It's about how I bought a clarinet for $25, but I don't know how to play it yet. So this is a brand new read. I think I'm just going to talk to the camera and make a noise. Just try to like attempt to actually make a sound. And then that should be good. So let's just see how it goes. Okay, so I'm going to play clarinet for the first time, and don't make fun of me because I don't know how. Okay, so I know you're supposed to put the reed on. I know the reed is supposed to be wet. So we got the reed there. If you're an actual clarinet player and you want to give me some help, feel free to like DM me or something and tell me why it's all wrong. Oh man, this is going to be bad. Okay, so I've got the head on. Let's see how I sound. I don't even know what notes to play. Can I even make a note? So. Okay, not gonna lie, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. What do these side keys do? What do these side keys do here? No, that didn't sound as good. One last time. I don't think my tone sounds terrible, so. I guess I'm a clarinet player now. Sweet, that'll work. Okay, so I'm gonna do another one of these. It's gonna be holding the instruments because that tends to do well for TikTok. I gotta situate myself so the camera can actually see both. Hey, so here's something fun. I play multiple instruments and I suck at all of them because there's two types of musicians out there. There's the musicians that believe only professional musicians should play music. And then there's the ones who believe everyone should be able to play music. So I'm the second one, and I say, okay, whatever. So that's 2 videos recorded. Okay, this one's called You Can Be Anything You Want When You Grow Up. So here we go. Let me just make sure. Sorry, I gotta kind of like situate this better. Because it's important that I have a little bit of space to the sides of me on the screen so I don't look like super constrained. Push this back a little. Yeah, I like to just like see glimpses of the saxophone. I think that looks cool. So yeah, this is called You Can Be Anything You Want When You Grow Up. When I was a little kid, I could not stand when teachers told me, you could be anything you want when you grow up. Like, I would take those aptitude tests and they'd be like, oh, you could be a doctor or a teacher or I guess anything. And what I really wanted as a child was someone to just tell me what I could do that would make money. But now the world is messed up and everyone's got good technology and anybody can do anything. So I've just kind of embraced it. Yeah, you know what? I can do anything. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a writer. I'm a comedian. I'm a performer. I'm a voiceover actor. I'm a coach. I'm all sorts of things. And life is more fun this way. Okay, so I'm going to try that again. Let me see how I can end this. So I'm going to say, here's something that really messed with my head when I was growing up. Maybe I'll just start it with when I was growing up. That's a strong way to start a story, you know? So I'll say, when I was growing up, teachers told me I could be anything I wanted. And I'll have this like look of like exasperation and be like, that's so frustrating. Because you just want to make money. You don't want to pick the wrong thing. At least that's what I thought. Now I grow up and I've kind of embraced it. Nobody knows who I am. Okay. Let's try it again. When I was a kid, my teachers used to tell me that I could be anything I wanted when I grow up, and that's horrifying. What child wants to hear that? No, you want to be told you are certainly going to be an astronaut or a musician or something. But it's this cruel game where they don't tell you what's going to make money, and then they get mad at you if you finish your education and you turn into something that doesn't make money. So that used to overwhelm me as a kid. Now as an adult, I embrace it. I'm just like, sure, I'm everything. Oh yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Oh sure, I'm a coach. I'm a writer. I'm a speaker. I'm a musician. Sure, I'm a video editor. I am a copywriter. I am whatever you need. I can do it according to some test I took in 6th grade. Okay. I think that's a good one. I'm going to do a 30-second costume change, and I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, everyone get ready for gray shirt, Chris. Because maybe TikTok likes the gray shirt better. This is another reminder. If anybody is in the crowd watching me batch, please comment. If you throw a word into the chat or you throw a suggestion or a topic or a question, I might do a TikTok about it. So throw me suggestions or just say hi. Let me know you're here. Cody Anderson, loving the Baker Street. You know that one's a jam. Could do that. We could also do Careless Whisper. You know, that's another classic sax one that I've been loving. So just... Wait, I think it's a C sharp. No big deal or anything. So this one is going to be called 3 Improv Books. So I'm going to do a couple ones about improv. And then from there, I'm probably going to record them with different... Maybe I should do them all with the same shirt on for some consistency. I can't even tell if switching shirts helps or not. But let's just do it. So, there is a misconception that you can't learn comedy from a book. So I want to show you the books that taught me comedy, right? So this first one, Truth in Comedy, is written by Sharna Halpern and Del Close. Del Close was Bill Murray's improv teacher. That's right. Bill Murray didn't just magically become funny. He had to learn at Chicago's Second City. So Truth in Comedy, it's all about how comedy tells the truth. It is all about how they improvise in Chicago. As the first improv book I ever read. It's a good first improv book for you to read too. Other recommendations, Improvise by Mick Napier is even better than Truth in Comedy. That is the book that Tina Fey's director wrote. Mick Napier, brilliant improviser. That book is all about how you arm yourself as an individual player. Truth in Comedy is about how to support your partner. Improvise is great because it gives you really practical advice for how to be in a scene and not rely on a partner, how to give yourself strong gifts, strong initiation, strong choices. So you can read Improvise by Mick Napier, or you can read Improvisation for the Theater by Viola Spolin. She's the godmother of improv. Her son, Paul Sills, started the Second City, and she developed all these improv exercises in the 1950s. And you know what? I'm rereading it, and it still applies today. She is talking about intuition. She was not performing improv for an audience. She was using it as a theater exercise to get her actors acting naturally. So if you want to learn all about intuition and how to shut off your brain, check out Viola Spolin's book and some of her exercises. See if I can do that one just faster. People say you can't learn comedy from books. Well, they're fucking wrong, okay? So first off, these are the books that taught me improv, right? So this is Truth in Comedy by Sharna Halpern and Del Close. Del Close was Bill Murray's improv teacher, okay? Bill Murray didn't just magically become funny. He had to learn at the Second City. And Truth in Comedy is all about how actors at the Second City do improvisation, how they create characters, how they create scenes on the fly, and most importantly, how they support one another as players. So you can learn that. And once you've learned that, I recommend Improvise, which is a book by Mick Napier, who was Tina Fey's director at Second City. So it is a great companion piece to Truth in Comedy. And Improvise is all about how do you arm yourself as a player. And Mick Napier was big on the idea that the strongest gift you can give somebody else is a strong initiation for yourself. So come in there with a strong point of view and strong characters. And if you really want to take a step back and learn about improvisation, I recommend check out Viola Spolin's Improvisation for the Theater. So she was the godmother of improv. Her son, Paul Sills, founded the Second City. But in the 1950s, she created all these theater exercises that you've probably played yourself. It's a lot of stuff to get you out of your head. It's a lot about the concept of intuition. How do you get people to stop thinking and just start existing in the moment? And yeah, check out any 3 of those books if you want a little bit, learn a little bit more about comedy. Whatever, that's probably fine. Okay. I'm going to do one that's like a similar vein there. I'm going to do, so this is called pimping. Think of how we want to do this. So what pimping is in improv, pimping is one of those things you're not supposed to do. Pimping is like when you force somebody else to make a decision for you. So in improv, like a good scene might be being like, here you go, Dad, I got you your fishing pole. A bad improv scene would be me being like, what's that over there? And that makes my partner have to come up with the idea instead of me. So yeah, we're going to talk about pimping. I'm just going to try something and see how it goes. Have you ever been pimped in an improv scene? Pimping is this thing that improvisers talk about. It's when you steal information from your scene partner. So improv is all about collaboration. It's all about saying yes to your partner. It's all about adding ideas onto their ideas. And pimping is the opposite of that. Pimping is when you're like, oh, hey, I have this book. Can you read it to me? Now you're putting all the onus on the scene on the other person. They have to make it funny. Whereas if you just start reading a book out loud, if you start a scene by saying, hey, I'd like to read to you some of the poetry that I wrote about you. You still have to come up with the poetry, but now your partner can do whatever they want and it's going to be a funny scene. So don't be a pimp, be a gift giver. Let's try that again, but I'm going to start with that gift giving pimp framework in the beginning. I'm going to say, let's see here. Are you a pimp or are you a gift giver? I'm talking about improv here. So anybody who's ever done improv comedy knows that the rule is yes and. You have to say yes, and then you have to and. You have to add something onto the thing that your partner just said. And that's called a gift. Anything can be a gift. And what pimping is when instead of giving a gift to your partner, you steal information by putting the onus of the scene on them. So instead of saying, hey, Robert, I wrote you a poem, and then reading the poem, you say, hey, Robert, I liked your poem. Why don't you read it to me? See, that first example is me taking responsibility for the scene. I made a funny decision, and now my partner can support it. But if I put the onus of creating a funny decision into the hands of my partner, that's pimping. And not only is pimping not easy, it sucks to watch. So don't do it. Okay, that'll probably work. Okay, this one's called Leave a Voice Note. Are you a salesperson that sucks at calling and emailing and LinkedIn? It's okay. You can do what I do and send voice memos. LinkedIn has an option where you can send somebody a 60-second message. And I find it's a really easy way to get business meetings. So if you're a salesperson and they're not answering your calls, they're not answering your emails, you can't get in front of them, leave just a thoughtful 30-second voice note observing something about them and ask them a question. See if they answer. Okay, this one's called Lisa Simpson. Okay, so which Simpsons character do you most identify with and why? I have a lot of favorite characters, but unfortunately, I identify most with Lisa, and so do all the writers of the show. Thinks too much, exasperated by humanity, likes the saxophone, no one understands her, kind of lonely. Lisa Simpson, that's me. Ooh, actually, I'm going to try that one more time, but I'm going to throw in one more Simpsons reference to kind of just drive it home. So if you had to pick a Simpsons character that's most like you, who would you pick? Would it be Bart or Krusty or Mr. Burns or someone funny? Because mine would actually be Lisa. she's a nerd and she reads too much and nobody wants to listen to what she has to say. And she plays the saxophone. Like, okay, I'm going to try it one more time. Because I'm going to mention the thing. I think it's important to mention that most of the original Simpsons writers also identify with Lisa. And when this is actually on TikTok, you're going to see I'm going to add some visuals and stuff to it. So let's try this one more time. Make sure that looks good in the frame. If I knew the Simpsons song offhand, I would just play it. Yeah, so if you had to pick one Simpsons character that's most like you, who would you pick? Would it be someone funny like Bart or Krusty or Mr. Burns? Because I would actually pick Lisa Simpson. I'm a total Lisa. And funnily enough, so do the original writers of The Simpsons. They all identify with her because that's what it's like when you're too smart and no one wants to listen to you and you're frustrated and like, you know, whatever. Cool, that one's done. Okay, another costume change, gonna be right back. Okay, this one's called Learn to Juggle. Let me just see here. So can we see? Okay, so I don't have a whole lot of room to work with on the iPhone, so I got to keep it like within the frame. Let's see, can I do my trick? Okay, that's probably good enough for a TikTok. So here we go. Here's a piece of advice. Always learn a new skill if someone's teaching you. Okay. If someone wants to teach you a random skill, I say do it. I learned to juggle in college, and it's stupid, but sometimes it comes in handy. Like if I want to make one TikTok. Actually, it's kind of funny as I'm losing control of it. So, want my advice? If someone tries to teach you a stupid skill, just go with it. When I was a freshman in college, my next door neighbor just randomly taught me to juggle. There's no professional reason to do this, but damn, man, it's so hard. One last time. If someone ever offers to teach you a stupid, useless talent, I say do it. I learned to juggle when I was 18 in college because my neighbor wanted to teach me for some reason. And now I never juggle, but I can do it for 10 seconds. Whatever. That'll work. Okay. This one is called Scene is Fucked. I'm sorry for so much profanity. When you see this later on, it's all going to be bleeped. But in real time, I just use the swear words because it makes the bleeps funnier. Okay. It's so hard to keep my hair from not going crazy. Okay. Here's the most fun improv exercise you'll ever do. It's called Scene is Fucked. And you could do this even if you're not an improv. So the premise is, when I was in an improv group, we wanted to get our worst show out of the way before we went on stage. So right before we would go on, when we were backstage, we would play Scene is Fucked. And what happens is two people start a scene, and then the third person comes in and ruins it. Just try to do the worst scene, be disruptive, disagree with people, destroy the reality. And it was always a good time. We would always make each other laugh. And this is also a good thing to do if you're in sales and you've got a lot of pressure on you, okay? Do a simulation where you just make the worst cold calls to your colleagues and try to be as difficult as possible in your role plays. And, if they get you laughing, that's going to help your performance when you're out there on the phone. Okay. I think I want to rework that idea. I'll just keep it down there. This is going to be a LinkedIn one called Download Your Data. I post every single day on LinkedIn, Twitter, and TikTok, and people think that's insane, but it's not. I'm actually able to do it really efficiently because I have an efficient process. And what I do is I download my comments from LinkedIn and I use them to generate ideas. So I'm always commenting on posts. I find anybody who has a good idea. I use the improv rule, yes, and. So I affirm their comment. I add one more thing to it, one idea that's my own. And what happens is now, when I download my LinkedIn data, I have all these comments in a spreadsheet and I just add checkboxes. And now I've got all these ideas for things that I've written that could be blog posts, TikTok ideas, tweets. The important thing, though, is you want to write from abundance, not scarcity. So if you want to generate a big list of stuff to write about, download your data from LinkedIn or Facebook or some other service where you post regularly and start there. Okay. Let's see here. Change costumes again. Sure. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna do one more here with the white shirt. This one's called 2 Ideas. Pop quiz. How many different ideas can the mind think about at one time? 2. This or that. Am I doing what I'm doing currently, or am I going to do something else? Analysis paralysis is a thing, and if you give a person too many options, they can't think clearly. I actually learned this in a book called Improvise by Mick Napier. So he's a Chicago improviser, and in that book, they teach you what to do if you're in an improv scene with 10 other people and you don't know what to do. If you're in an improv scene with 10 people, what you want to do is you want to buddy up, okay? Maybe there's 10 different people on the stage, but there should only be 2 points of view. So you can divide yourselves up 5 and 5. You can go 4 and 3 or 4 and 6. You can even go 9 and 1. You could have a scene where 9 people are on one side and 1 person is on another. But no matter what, it's a 2-person scene, no matter how many people are there. And if it's just you, it's still a 2-person scene. You are one character and your audience is another character. So when in doubt, stick with 2 ideas. Let's see if I get that one more time. Pop quiz. You're doing an improv scene and there's 10 people on the stage. How many points of view should there be? 2. This is something Mick Napier covers in his book Improvise, which is a fantastic book about how to perform improv comedy. But the human mind can only deal with 2 things at once. So it's thinking this or that. Am I doing what I'm currently doing, or am I going to do something different? And when you're in an improv scene and there's 10 people on stage, you can't do 10 different things. Even though there's 10 people, it's still got to be a scene about 2 perspectives, one side versus the other. So if there's 10 people on the stage, buddy up and turn into 2 teams somehow. You could divvy up the group 5 by 5. You could have a team of 7 and a team of 3. You could even do 9 versus 1. As long as there are only 2 ideas on stage, the audience will be able to follow you. And if you're just 1 person on stage, it's still a 2-person scene. It's you and the audience. But no matter what, remember the number 2. That's all you get. Okay, quick costume change. Be back in 30 seconds. Okay, Mr. Shirt Time. This one is going to be called Chops. Chops. Let me see here. Okay, Chops. Okay. I'm going to sit here so we can see the saxophone in the background. So, are you familiar with the concept of chops? Actually, I'm gonna Google this before. So define chops. Are you familiar with the concept of chops? Chops is like what musicians have, where once you've achieved a level of musical excellence, you just kind of have it. You've got the chops for that. And one thing I've discovered as I've created my own business and I've been working with people and coaching with people is that artistic people still have chops. And that's who I work with. I work with people who used to be actors and who used to be dancers and comedians and singers because they still got the chops. And prior to this gig, I was on a 3 or 4 year creative dry spell where I was creating nothing. And then the second I started writing sketch again, I discovered that I had chops too. So if you used to have chops, you still do. And anytime you want to get back to creating things, it's all going to come rushing right back to you. Is there a different way I can end that? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Stop right now. I know you think you can't go out there and do cool things. You can't be a musician or an actor or an artist or whatever, but you can. I have learned that in the year 2022, corporate America does not know what it's doing. Academia does not know what it's doing. Lawmakers do not know what they are doing. There's a crisis in leadership right now, but people want entertainment. So if you went to music school, if you went to art school, if you were a dancer, if you were a comedian, you still have chops. Chops, that's like what a musician has. When you've just reached a certain level, you're always going to have that talent in you. And I was on a 3 or 4 year dry spell creatively. I was doing nothing. But now I make stuff all the time. I'm writing all the time because I'm a writer and I still have writing chops. So don't give up on yourself. Whatever you were good at 10 years ago, you could pick it up more quickly than another person could. This one's called Einstein. I was thinking about good old Albert Einstein, and I realized that the reason why we care about him is not math. Actually, the reason why we love Einstein is because of his personality. Specifically, he had a personality that was unusual for a mathematician to have. He was interesting, he was funny, he was irreverent, he was relatable. And these were all things that were not associated with the stuffy math professionals of the time. So if you want to be Einstein, don't go out there and be really good at math. Being really good at making stupid faces is actually a lot more relatable. Trying to think of what would be a stupid face to end that on, but okay, I'm gonna try that one again. Actually, I'm gonna slightly retool that. So, want to know why everybody loved Albert Einstein? It's not because of math; it's because he made stupid faces. See, most people don't understand what the theory of relativity is, even today. The reason why we cared about Einstein was because he was funny. He was relatable. He had a personality. He had an irreverence about him. People didn't actually care that he was good at math. They cared that he was good at math, but didn't act like a person who was good at math. He acted like a regular, fun person that we want to know more about. So if you want to go out and become the next Einstein at something, don't get really good at your craft. Develop a personality. All right. Well, one of those is probably fine. Okay, this one's called The Audience Wants You to Win. You a person who gets stage fright when you have to perform or when you have to give a big speech at work? Here's something that changed the way I thought about myself as a performer. So before I was getting on stage, I was always worried that I would say or do something and the audience wouldn't think it was funny enough and I would get embarrassed. And the more I performed, the more I learned that the audience is on your side. If you're doing a comedy show, your audience literally planned to be laughing. They paid for their ticket. They are there watching your show when they could be doing anything else. So if you just act like it's good, they will be there for it. And if you're a salesperson and you're calling people and you get someone and you're running a demo for them, don't get scared. You should know that they're watching your demo because they want it to be good. They are hoping that you're going to solve their problems. So if you go in there with a little bit of confidence, I'm going to try that again. One more time here. So, are you nervous? Do you get stage fright? Here's something you should know. The audience is on your side. I didn't realize this when I was young and insecure. I would go up on stage and I would do comedy and I would be so afraid that maybe the audience isn't going to think that I'm funny. But what you learn is that the audience wants it to be funny. They paid for the ticket. They literally wrote on their calendar, tonight I will be laughing. They are expecting to laugh. So if you just take the stage and act like it's funny, they're going to go with it. And if you're a salesperson and you're running a demo, you need to realize that that person actually wants you to win. They are hoping that you're going to solve their problems. So don't worry about what's going to happen if it goes wrong. Always think about, what does my audience want to see? And just give them that and just act like it's good. You'll do fine. The audience is rooting for you. Okay. This one's called, I'm Not a Cynic. Here's the thing that makes me a weirdo on LinkedIn. I don't really judge people. Oh, my thing kicked in, so I'm gonna try it again. So this is, I'm not a cynic. Here's something that makes me different than the rest of LinkedIn. I'm not a cynic. I don't really criticize people. I like people. Even when they're a fucking douchebag and they don't like me, I usually can find something about them that's interesting, because I used to write and direct sketch comedy. So I'm always looking for people who are different than me. And, you know, maybe someone's a douchebag who won't be my friend, but maybe they'd be a really funny douchebag who wouldn't be my friend in a scene. I just like them no matter what. Okay. 2 more costume changes, then we're going to be done for today. Okay, so brown shirt time. Get the earth tones in there. Cody, thanks for sticking around. Appreciating the feedback. This one's called Spell Check Your Captions. People are like, why do you caption all your videos? Doesn't take... People are always confused why I caption all my videos. Like, doesn't that take so much time? No, it doesn't, actually. If you want to caption your TikToks, it's going to improve the SEO. It's going to get more people reading and watching them. If you're captioning your stuff on LinkedIn, most users are on mobile. You're going to get more people seeing your stuff. Your engagement is going to go higher. And basically every platform has auto captions built in. But don't just run them and not proofread them. Like, that seriously sucks. It is so easy to go through. Literally, just go into your app, run the auto transcription, and then spend 2 minutes correcting the spelling and grammar. You will have amazing captions. Everybody will love it. It'll be great for your SEO. So do it. Okay. Try it again. Let's just try it as simple as, like, how do you get captions? Sometimes people ask me, Chris, how do you get captions on all your stuff? Great question. Most platforms have captions. You can just click a button on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, and it will just transcribe your video for you. The only thing that you have to do is make sure you spell check them. Deaf people cannot read the lousy transcriptions that most platforms offer. So go through, take 2 minutes to correct the spelling and grammar. And not only will you have better captions than 99% of the people out there, but it's going to be better for your SEO. It's going to make you more searchable. And most importantly, everybody who's on mobile can now get your message. So yes, use captions. Yes, you can use the auto transcription ones. It is not hard. Just make sure you spell check. Okay. This one's called Wasting Your 20s. Wasting your 20s. So if you're a person who's young and in your 20s and you don't care about business or success or money, that's fine. That is fine. I am obsessed with business and entrepreneurship now, but it's only because I spent my 20s doing stupid stuff. I was doing sketch shows that nobody saw. I was doing improv comedy for no one. I was taking gigs and working tables and having crazy experiences. And now that I'm an adult, I have lots of interesting things that I can bring into my business. Whereas people who've done business all their lives are breaking down and having midlife crises because they forgot to have fun. So yes, you can spend your 20s doing stupid stuff. It does not matter if you're not business minded yet. Just go out there and live. Okay. So this last one is called The Beatles Did Drugs. And one of my fun story, TikTok actually flagged one of last week's posts that I have for drug-related suggestions, which I did not know was a violation of the platform. So I'm going to wear glasses for this one, which is something I rarely do on LinkedIn, but I'm going to play a dad character. And let's see how this one comes out, because I haven't really thought of it that much. This is the last one I have on the sheet for today. So, God. Okay, I think I have to kill this light. There's just too much glare. Okay. Okay, so the plan for this one, or here, I'm actually going to change costumes one more time. No, actually, I can just do it like this. So I think I'm going to zoom up each time. So I think I'm going to start back here and then just get further and further and further till I'm like right up to the camera. Okay, so here's my stupid idea. Oh, man, I'm getting these. How bad is the lighting out that? Let's see here. Okay, I can do this. I just don't want the glare hitting off my lights. Okay, so this is going to be called The Beatles Did Drugs. No, I am going to switch shirts. One second. Okay, so this one's called The Beatles Did Drugs. Give it up, son. We know that you've been smoking marijuana. You remember President Barack Obama? First black president of the United States? Yeah, he smoked marijuana too. And you know who else smoked marijuana? The Beatles. The Beatles smoked marijuana, and they made some of the most beautiful music the world had ever seen. Your mother and I, we listened to the Beatles, and we smoked marijuana. And you know what we did? We made love, and we gave birth to you. Don't smoke marijuana. Okay, let's try that again. The joke, I want to do it so it's like angry, and it's like zooming in, and then zoom out. Don't smoke marijuana. That is it. You are grounded. I caught you red-handed smoking marijuana, okay? You remember President Barack Obama, the first black president of the United States? Well, he smoked marijuana too, okay? And you know the Beatles? Huh, remember the Beatles? Well, they smoked marijuana, and they made the greatest music that the world had ever seen, okay? Your mother and I, we listened to the Beatles, and we smoked marijuana together, and we made love, and we gave birth to you, okay? Don't smoke marijuana. Oh, okay. I actually do have one more here. This one's called support player. Let me change one more time. I might just keep the glasses on because I don't feel like putting my contacts back in. 1 second. Okay, so this is gonna be the last one. I'm gonna just like I'm gonna take the glasses off and just be blind because the lighting will be better. Yeah, this one's called support player. I am obsessed with Chris Farley. In particular, I'm obsessed with Chris Farley's career from before he got to Saturday Night Live. See, he used to do Second City in Chicago with Tim Meadows and Bob Odenkirk. And you would think that Chris Farley would be difficult to play with because he was just such an explosive personality. But Chris Farley was known for being a support player. Everybody loved him because he was always supporting everybody else. His top priority was to make everybody else look funny. If you walked into a scene and you said, "Hey, Mom," and your mom was Chris Farley was going to make sure he was the funniest mom your scene ever had. And if you're getting down because people don't feel like you're good enough and you've never been the main character, play like Chris Farley. Go support somebody else. Go try to make somebody else's idea a little bit better and see where it goes. Okay, well, that was all I had on the list for today. So I actually have to be ducking out here. We finished about 9 minutes early. So thank you very much, everybody, for checking out Chris Sells His Soul. Stay tuned for more new episodes. Check me out. I am Chris Sells His Soul on TikTok. You can ring my bell if you want to follow me on LinkedIn, or you could find me on Twitter at Chris Sells Soul, or you can find video and all my information about coaching at ChristopherBogue.com. No matter what, thanks for watching and have a good rest of the day.